Howl-O-Scream. This is their second year running here in Orlando, and I couldn't be more excited to come back for another night of thrills. So the goal this time is just to kind of give you more of a breakdown of information to make sure that you're very well informed, because this is a newer attraction for the Orlando area at SeaWorld. So if you are looking to come maybe in the years to come, you'll be as best prepared. So today, we're going over everything you need to know to have the best night ever at SeaWorld's Howl-O-Scream. Come along for the ride. So the first things I'm going to want to make you aware of to have the most successful night here is where you need to be. So there's a separate entrance for the regular SeaWorld Park entrance for the regular day's admission. That is not where you need to come. So there will be signs posted, but you're going to want to be able to make sure that you're making your way to the furthest side of SeaWorld and coming in on that side entrance. Don't try and come through the front entrance there. They're not going to admit you in. That's for the regular day guests. And everyone is admissible up to an hour before start time for the Howl-O-Scream event. So make sure you come early. There's so much to be done here. So just for wayfinding purposes, this is actually where you come in, but should you happen to need guest services for any reason, if you're going to be upgrading your ticket, you have questions about maybe some disability access services, you'll definitely want to come and visit them over on this side at guest services before the event happens. Just makes for a much more seamless time for you. So the next tip I want to offer up to you can actually really be found in our first video. So if you're finding this through the playlist, make sure you go back and check out our very first experience here at Howl-O-Scream Orlando. But it has everything to do with coming early and being in the parks early. So if you are a pass holder here for SeaWorld, or you were just using a regular day's admission, there are holding areas where you can actually stay in the park and not have to leave. So they'll scan your Howl-O-Scream tickets separately, and then that way you can enjoy the bars, you can hang out, and you can be the very first in the lines to some of the houses, and it's a wonderful way to get your evening started. Additionally, because this is a new event, I wouldn't go into the expectation that you already know where everything is unless you've been studying the map, which good on you if you have. That being said, make sure that you've picked up one of the maps here, so that way you can look everything over and know in advance of where everything's going to be. This year, they're all over the place in the park, so I might be ping-ponging back and forth from one side to the other, but with a little bit of planning, you can go in kind of a succession and make for a lot easier night on your feet in your party. Here's a look at the map here. So they've got specialty bars, they've got alcohol, they've got photo ops, they've got food and shopping, they've got upgradable experiences, and we've got 3 shows this year: the Siren Song, Lurking in the Depths, and Monster Stomp, which is kind of like their musical. And they've got 7 different scare zones and 5 different haunted houses this year. Did you say vodka and tequila?
Vodka and tequila.
Oh my goodness. So you got them in the syringes and the blood bags. Do you have a favorite?
So the vodka and the tequila are in the syringes. We only have the vodka in the bag.
Okay, gotcha. Are you all cash only?
Yes, cash only.
Okay, awesome. I'll have to find an ATM. Thank you. So just for informational purposes, whenever you enter Howl-O-Scream, you're going to enter that way. They're going to check your tickets just a little bit beyond once you get into the security checks. The park exit will also be the same way. Oh my goodness, look at them sliding already. So this is your entrance to Howl-O-Scream. You got the Sea of Fear here with the Sirens Last Call bar over that way, restrooms, Shop of Horrors where you can pick up all your Howl-O-Scream merch, and they've got this really cool photo op here right as well. While we're waiting to get in, because the event actually doesn't start until 7, let's go visit the Shop of Horrors, which, because we're at the end of the season, all their Howl-O-Scream stuff is 50% off. We might find us a deal. How awesome is this merch? It's like the blood spatter and says, "I'm fine." I love it. This one says, "Take me to Howl-O-Scream." Let's see, the mugs here are marked as $44.99, but remember, these are all 50% off now. We came, we saw, we screamed. We've got SeaWorld Howl-O-Scream t-shirts. You can see the skull here on the front, and then on the back is all 5 of the different houses: Beneath the Ice, Siren of the Seas, Dead Vines, Root of Evil, Blood Reckoning, and Captain's Revenge, Drowned in Darkness, which is probably my favorite. This one is $36.99. I love these shirts too. It's just a very basic Howl-O-Scream, but this is purple and yellow. This one is $29.99. And if you like the long sleeve here, it's more of a black and pink. This one is $32.99. Got shot glasses, cups. Ooh, I was thinking that was plastic, but it's a total glass. $19.99 for that one. And if you look really closely on this, it actually has a skull face in the tumbler here with all the paint. This one doesn't have a price on it. Interesting. Oh, it's right at 7, so we're moving. Officially, we're moving now. We're going on in. Well, this is new. I didn't see this the very first time that we came through. This was all empty, and they had performers or scare actors actually hiding kind of at our feet. So this is crazy. I like it. Okay, first scare zone we're coming into is for Frozen Terror, Alive in the Ice. Let's check it out. I think this was my favorite last time, so I'm really excited to see it very early on in the night because we stayed in the park before. So this is my first time coming through this entrance as an entrance officially. Whoa, check it out. I know the scrim is up and that's just to keep people from the stage show area, but check out all the fountains.
Really, man?
Frozen Terror, Alive in the Ice. Oh, this is awesome. So if you've been brave enough to make it through Frozen Terror, the very first house you're going to come up on is Siren of the Seas. Now, if you missed out on merch shopping earlier, no worries. There's going to be several different places to go and pick up what you're looking for, including this mega shop. Because this is a new event and they're probably going to be switching this up on a regular basis, they've got several directionals here so you won't get turned around. So that's always a great thing. So here's where you can enter the Glacier Bar, which is actually just rethemed on the opposite side. So we'll check that out here in a little bit. But as we're coming in here, this is the performance area right in between Altitude Burgers and Glacier Bar for the Siren Song show. I can't wait to see that one tonight. Now, this is something really cool that I love. So SeaWorld was extremely inventive here, and you have a pay-to-play option. So you can pay to press the scare button and control the fear. So you get 4 scares for $5, 10 scares for $8, which means that you can proactively scare the guests that are currently running through the maze. How awesome is that? Now here, just on the off side of the Glacier Bar, is Beneath the Ice, Terror at Base Camp Aura, which is probably my second favorite house this year of the 5. They've got a Fear Pass entrance and then they've got the regular maze entrance. So if you're a standard standby line, maze entrance is the entrance for you. If you have that frontline Fear Pass or the Extreme that includes some of the rides here, then you're going to take the Fear Pass option. Now, as you can see, Altitude Burgers is actually going to be one of the 3 food locations that will be open throughout the night's event. But what I really wanted to showcase here is you need to know the value of these passes. In addition to the 7 scare zones and 5 haunted houses, you do have admission to be able to ride all the rides that are open, and they might be some of those longer, harder to wait in lines throughout the day, just like the newly opened Icebreaker roller coaster, which currently is at a 40-minute wait already. Okay, so it looks like Siren Song is going to be performing 4 different show times tonight. One at 8:15, 9:15, 10:15, and 11:15. So one every hour or so. Okay, so another pro tip. If you're planning on taking advantage of some of the rides that are still open during the event tonight, you're going to want to make sure that if you're bringing a bag, you can put them in the lockers that are over this way. So the lockers will be open for rental in case you happen to need them, but they will still go under the rental cost, so that's not included with your admission for your Howl-O-Scream event. Another pro tip I want to offer up to you is Howl-O-Scream is home to a no boo necklace. So you can see this cat necklace, it's $15 plus tax. They're actually half off right now, but you can see the way they light up. So this is wearable during the scare zones only, not the haunted houses, but the scare zones. And this will let the scare actors that you do not want to be scared. So it will let them know to just kind of lay off of you and not follow you around or come up and try and intentionally scare you. See, I told you, no shortage of directional signs, but we're coming up into scare zone number 2, which is Deadly Ambush. Probably, ooh, maybe a close second, tied for first with the Frozen Terror scare zone. Oh man, you see already. So the premise behind this is there's campers out, right, and they've been overtaken by werewolves and ghoulies, so you got to watch out at every turn. This girl looks like she needs help. Quite a long scare zone, you got me. Oh man, it's quite a long one. And there is no shortage of fog machines. SeaWorld is really up the ante with all of this. Promise it's just my shampoo. No, okay. How cool is Deadly Ambush? And the fact that the scare actors are not afraid to like get up close and personal, like they will follow you, they will hang around you, they'll almost breathe down your neck. They won't touch you, but they get as close as they possibly can, which really ups the ante here on all of the haunted experience. So well done, SeaWorld. Well done, Howl-O-Scream. Alright, this way will bring us into Witchcraft Bayou. It's another really great scare zone. I think they've actually got it blocked off, or just maybe not a whole lot of the scare actors out just yet, so we might keep going down the opposite way because this one's a favorite of mine. Alright, so if we're doing them in order, Dead Vine's Root of Evil is out this way. It looks like there's nobody out this way, and it's a little hidden for the entrance, so you'll have to actually bear right through here so that way you can get through to the line, but it's a good one. So I think this is like house number 4 here, Captain's Revenge. So we've had Root of Evil, we've had Captain's Revenge, and then we've had, okay, so maybe 3, Song of the Sirens. Man, okay, this is a really good one. And when it says drowned in darkness, it is truly drowned in darkness. You can see nothing in it. But this is also going to be the last house out this way, so there's going to be absolutely nothing for you there in Sesame Street Land. Because we went as far as we can go this way, I think it's time to go ahead and turn around and go through Witchcraft Bayou. Man, I keep saying that I think this one's my favorite. No, this one's my favorite, but I'm telling you, the scare zones here are top notch. It's so hard to pick which one's your favorite. All right, Witchcraft Bayou. It looks like we're kind of going backwards, but everybody coming towards us are the ones that were doing the stay-in screen in the holding areas. So another pro tip I want to pop out to you, or at least call to your attention, is there are so many great buildings and props here for photo ops. It's totally fine, and you've got plenty enough time through the night to take full advantage of anything and everything. So things like this Witchcraft Bayou, like super large chair, go ahead, take your prop pictures. You're not going to be wasting any time, I promise. Okay, we've made it out over here to the theater. So Monster Stomp Slasher Alley is the main attraction here in terms of the shows. It's more of a musical that kind of follows Jack the Ripper here. It does use special effects, some strobe lighting, smoke, different kinds of effects. So they do recommend that you arrive about 30 minutes early for the show to get the best spots and most ideal location of your choice. But they do have 3 nightly show times, one at 8, 9:30, and one at 11. Now Monster Stomp will actually be located here. So once they get closer to showtime, they'll open the doors over this way. You'll just need to go up the stairs, or they've got an accessible entrance in case you happen to be in a scooter or a wheelchair.
All right, listen, you sit here and watch the tourists. Especially now. You obviously know what I'm talking about, right? You've heard of them. You've seen the warnings, the sirens. You've seen the warnings. The giant signs, literal giant signs all across I-4. I know you've seen them. We all sit in traffic. We don't use the express lanes. We're locals. It's Howl-O-Scream and the sirens. Darkness. Hex. The twins, Flame and Frost, and the most wicked one of all, Scratch. want you to do is like put your hands up in the air, right? Put your hands up in the air like this, and say, "Hey, siren, eat me!" You yelled it. You said it. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna watch from up here. Like I'm gonna, I'm gonna climb up these stairs. I'm just gonna be running up that hill, and I will get her attention. I'll run that way. She'll follow me, and then you can go about your night and Howl-O-Scream, having fun. And then you can come back later and see if I lived. Look, folks, I'm not proud of it. I'm not as brave as I kind of put on. I'm kind of like a skeleton, No guts. Okay, but seriously, folks, I am gonna head into that smoky area right now. I think there's something looking at those nests. If I can get some encouragement, that would be helpful. No! Thank you. Whoa! Okay. Folks, great news. It's not a siren. It's just a gas leak. Hooray! I mean, that's still a problem. We should probably report that to someone in management, but the good news is it's not a siren and we're not gonna die! Yeah. Which is really good because I didn't want to die. I'm not a fan of dying. When you die, the last thing on your body that stops working are your eyes. Did you know that? It's because they dilate. But seriously.
Okay, so we just got done with Siren Song and then Lurking in the Depths, which I have to admit probably was not my favorite the very first time that I saw it. I feel like they've tweaked a couple of things, which really was a good thing for this show. It adds some modern pop references, but it kept an audience. And considering it was one man pretty much monologuing for about 12 minutes or so, excellent show. I wouldn't mind seeing that one again. But we have so many more scare zones and one more show to catch. So let's go see if we can catch the rest of this before the night's over. So the best tip I can offer for you now is when I went and saw the Siren Song, the best and most efficient use of my time was if I was going to do that order to cut across on the walkways through the bridges and then come through Cutthroat Cove and then over here to the second show, and then now I'm free to go in and do a couple of scare zones before we finally go off and see Monster Stomp at 11. So I got one last pro tip for you here before we move on. The Lost Souls Hideaway is actually an upgradable experience. So there's a VIP experience where you can purchase it just there with the QR code. No word yet if they're going to continue that for next year, but it was a really cool pre-show and a secret bar. All right, if you're gunning for adventure, Cutthroat Cove is it. So let's go see what awaits us here in this next scare zone. Oh wow, this one has it all. We got silt walkers. Ooh, I don't think they're gonna be in favor of us joining the ranks here. No, maybe not. Oh my goodness. How awesome is this? So cool.
Hello.
Hello.
Why are you by yourself?
I've lost my crew.
Oh.
Do you need one more?
Are you sure you lost them, or did they get rid of you?
They very well may have gotten rid of
That's
me.
probably what it is. I wouldn't want to be with you either.
Yeah, I'm lost now. Holy moly, where did he come from?
That's Kiki.
That's Kiki?
Right from the book.
Okay. I love it. Thank you, Kiki. Whoa. Okay. I'm gone. I'm gone. They were not in favor of me joining the crew. That's for sure. Oh no, he's coming down the steps. I love it.
Love me.
I do. I love it.
Hi.
Hi. Cutthroat Cove is the place to be. Your eyes, they're captivating. Very cool. Very cool. So this is actually going to bring me to my next point. If you are checked into SeaWorld for a regular day's admission, just here at Cutthroat Cove is going to be the first scare zone you encounter if you go through that way. But this is the holding area, so you can be here checked in earlier through the day. I'm actually going to show you the exact same spot where they can scan your Howl-O-Scream ticket and then verify with a wristband that you've actually been in through the day, and you can get your Scream on maybe a little bit early. Look, it's the one and only Scratch. Oh, I love it. Look, how sinister, how captivating though at the same time. Oh, I love it. She's, oh my goodness, indescribable. So while I mentioned this is a holding area, even though it's a holding area, you've also got access to a bar and merchandise stop. So here's your merch stop. This is gonna be your first scare zone you encounter if you're staying within the park. And then the Flamecraft bar is actually turned into the Longshoreman Tavern. So you can get your drink on just a little bit early in case you need some of that liquid courage to keep you going through the rest of the night. Now that we've spent some time in Cutthroat Cove, it's time to go into Cargo Carnage. So, time to face our worst fears. Let's do this. I cannot see hardly anything in here. So much fog. Going! It's the rest of Cargo Carnage. Oh my gosh. Oh no, the teeth. I'm telling you, no shortage of photo ops here. Oh man, this guy just got scared by this prop. So in this section we got Scratch's Kitchen, which is more like grab and go stuff, like turkey legs, chips, fountain drinks. And they've also got those blood bags that you can purchase that you've seen kind of out and about, but if you don't have any cash, pro tip, here's the best place to get them in case you don't want to go to an ATM and only use your card. It's also right next to the Blood Reckoning house, which is absolutely fabulous, by the way. Okay, I feel like a dum-dum now. After taking that picture that I just took of the front side, I've been calling this Blood Reckoning all season long. That house is actually called Blood Beckoning. So, another pro tip, make sure you read the map correctly and legibly because I did not have the right name. Whoops. So while this is definitely billed as a more adult theming experience, they really do try to have a good time with the kids that are here. So like I said earlier, you know you and your child best and you and your guest party the best. So if you feel like your kids are up for the experience, like this family just was, I think it might have been grandma that had a small child on her lap. So the scare actor was like, hi, Meals on Wheels. So it was good play on words. Didn't really mean, you know, much, not a whole lot to read into it, but very low-key, kind of subtle nods to, I hope you're having a good time, and I'm here to kind of point it out to you and give you some attention. So, well done, scare actors, for taking care of the young ones. These fountains are just captivating. I love it. Now, unfortunately, there's still some like Christmas trees up because they're getting ready to start Christmas season very soon. But I do love they've got some extra element of fun here that ties into the Halloween season here with the fountains. So also with Howl-O-Scream, be prepared to go. So also with Howl-O-Scream, make sure that you prepare your taste buds to go on an adventure they may never have been on before. So this is Crawling Cravings here. And they have several offerings that actually include insects. So as you can see over here, they got the ant pretzel rods, which are the only ones that are non-alternate. So you cannot opt for no ants on those. They're topped with ants, but they're dipped in white chocolate pretzels. The grasshopper tacos and the Chipotle cricket sandwich, I feel like those are pretty self-explanatory. Both of those have optional samplings of crickets and grasshoppers respectively. You can see them there in this jar. They're willing to give you a taste of them too if you want, but check it out. This is the Chipotle chicken sandwich and the tacos, obviously minus the insects. So either of those options you can opt not in for, or maybe even on the side if you want, just to try it separately. If you need more liquid courage to get you through the night, they've got a Shots of Courage shop set up there. So if you're just looking for individual shots, you get a mystery shot for $10.99 there. So, whew, it is what it is. So While the mystery shots are a really nice touch, I don't know if you're looking to stay on a budget or if you're looking to maximize the value for your night, that's gonna be the best use of your money there. So $10.99 for a mystery shot, you don't even know what you're getting. It's just one shot versus like $12.99, $16.99 for a drink, and then potentially even a refillable mug. Feel like that's gonna be the better deal. But you do you, absolutely. All right, coming around here, we've got Terrors of the Deep for our next scare zone here. This one is probably by far the most inventive with not only the scare actors, but the setup here. Let's see if there's anybody in here right now. Whoa, there he is. There's somebody in there. I was not expecting that. Whoa. That's insane. Actors having some fun with this little one. See, look, they're so good with them here. Oh my goodness. Woo. During the Howl-O-Scream event over here, the Sharks Bar, the Underwater Sharks Experience grill here, is turned into the Allura's Bar on the rocks. So it's got more of like a Mystic Medusa type theme to it, but it's truly just a walk-up bar here. So one thing that I never thought that I was going to have to put into this video was common sense. So I'm going to go ahead and point it out so that way you can make this as seamless of a night as possible. While these scare actors don't mind stopping and taking photos with you, selfies, whatever it be, it's best to have your flash off, and hunting them down with a camera in their face is probably not the best. Just stop politely for a few seconds, ask them, and then move on about your business. After you've taken your photo, say thanks, you know, move on. But hunting them down, I've seen a couple of people, not saying everybody's doing it, but I've seen a couple of people just like literally walking around with the camera like in their faces. That's not going to be the best way to get their attention. So stop, pause a few seconds, ask them. They're happy to pose for you here, as opposed to maybe some of the other local haunts, and then go on about your way. It's a whole lot easier that way. So I may have mentioned before that this is an awesome spot to catch a few of these more popular rides, like Mako. Mako's only a 25-minute wait, and you're able to ride it in the dark. How cool of an experience is this to be able to soar over people in complete darkness? It's epic. Now that we're past the chainsaws, we're in the Witchcraft Bayou. Not cool, not cool. And if you need a definite answer to this, yes, Infinity Falls was open earlier, but now they are closed. I guess got too cold or just wasn't demand enough to keep it open for the rest of the night. So it was open earlier, but now currently closed. So during the Howl-O-Scream event, like I've mentioned well many times before, the bars and grills are turned into different names. So this is the Poison Grotto. Let's go check it out. Oh no, we must have caught them in between actors because there's normally a performer up here either performing on the hoops or the silks, or if they're not up there, they're kind of hanging out here back past the bar area, so it's a really good thing to try and catch them maybe towards the beginning or the end of the night, so that way it's not too late. So it's a really good idea to try and catch them towards the beginning of the night, so that way you almost have a guarantee that they're going to be out versus towards the end of the night there. But this is another really great option to get some of those spirited selections that are just for the event. But if you're needing something a little bit more filling, the grill is still open for you too. Okay, y'all, we've got one last thing to truly cover before we can call it a full night at Howl-O-Scream. But before you do that, want to make sure that you're liked, subscribed, and followed on all of our socials, especially on this video. So give us a big old thumbs up. Make sure you're following and subscribed to the channel. So now it's time to go and get our musical on with Jack the Ripper at Monster Stomp. Let's go. Last up on the list tonight, Monster Stomp, the big one. So this is the feature show of Howl-O-Scream, and I hope you enjoy it just as much as we did.
It's not safe. He's in the shadows.
Monster kills again. your
I just got out of Monster Stomp. I have to admit, that was probably, no, totally was a much better performance than the very first time I ever saw this show. I'm really glad that I gave it a second chance and like had a more open mind about it, because now that I understand the storyline and I understand what they were going for, it made me appreciate the show a little bit more. But the actors were phenomenal this go around. I don't know. I don't know if it was just I didn't get it at first, but props to you, Monster Stomp. I'm kind of sad that this is my last time seeing this season. So definitely don't sleep on this one, for sure. Alright, so you survived your first night at Howl-O-Scream. Fantastic job. But here's the question. Can you do it again next year? Jury's still out on that one. But I can guarantee you, if you follow all these tips that I just gave you in this video, you're sure in for as epic of a time as you're possibly going to have. So thank you, SeaWorld Orlando. Thank you, Howl-O-Scream, for an epic season. We can't wait to see you next year.